Alright, welcome back. So today I am on the Funco. Like I said, I'm going to show you guys all the damages, all the repairs that I have to do to this RC. And I think this repair, well, at least one of them, the major repair, is based off the first time I ran this and broke a control arm. Finding more and more damage every time I look at this thing. It was performing fine. I just noticed it when I was cleaning it that I had, as you see, the whole front is apart right now. I had this piece, which is this upper piece that slips in right here. Not hard to change, but it supports the shocks. And as you can clearly see, there is a crack on this shock mount right here. So, I didn't catch this right away. Just caught it on one of the cleaning, so I had ordered it, part number 10926. We're going to get this piece replaced out. The other thing I had was, you can see the rear shocks are off because both of these pieces, which are a decorative piece, broke off, and I showed why they broke off is because they hit this upper control arm. We're going to see what we can do about that. We're going to get these pieces back on. The stock number is 10967-gray. Now you can get this in green, red, multiple colors, blue. I opted to stick with the gray because at the time of ordering this, I didn't realize that I was going to break both sides. But whatever, you got to buy this kit, and I will show you guys the breakdown. I do have the receipt here of what all these parts are costing me. Now that I have the full light kit installed under this thing, like I said, we are going to put the rock lights on. Now these things clip on to the shock area, which has me concerned considering these are breaking off. Am I going to have trouble back here or up here when it comes to installing this part number 10999? This is the one without the module because I already have both modules here. You can buy this with the module to run this, but there's two ways to order this. So if you just need the rock lights and you already have the light kit, 10999. It's only $24.95. And then I do have upper arms. I'm waiting on lower arms. Rears are not available in aluminum, only in the front. Traxxas isn't doing a run of the rears yet. But they do have all the fronts, and the lowers are on back order right now. So I'm waiting for those, and then these are going to actually get sent out, and I'm probably going to chrome these things or anodize them. I'm not sure yet, but I don't like the grayish look to them. Really want to keep the shininess of the chrome look on this RC. So I'm probably going to send those out and have them chrome once I get the lowers. Just so it matches. And I've been wiping this thing down with some hide wipes from Cal RC, just because the way this upper piece clips in, all these cracks and crevices really have to be clean so that it sits down flat again. So just make sure you do that when replacing this piece. But let me get this piece pop back on, and then we're going to start on this rock light kit. Something you guys want to see? Stay tuned. Alright, so I got the front shock tower, the new one, installed. The other one is broken. So both light modules, which is the underglow and then the main light a module, are both installed. Just wanted to show I do have every arm possible for the front of this thing. I have no rear arms, but I purchased all the front arms. Just because, like I said, these things get sandblasted right away. They don't look very good once they've been run for a little while. Plus, after breaking one side, I felt it was good to at least own all the arms, and that's why I'm going to aluminum in the front, so that I just don't have this issue. So, with all that said, we are going to work on this. Now, if you look, these things are in between the shock cap in that first ring. Well, in the rear, that brings it so high that when you're full droop, it catches this and then snaps off because it wiggles, and they do come loose. Like these, I've tightened up so that they don't move around, and even if they move around, they just hit both sides of the upper control arm. The rear, I had tightened them as well, but in running it, it still seems to come loose. So I'm wondering if I just lower it down one and then use the jam nut down here against the spring, that'll drop the assembly down, and then it shouldn't hook the upper control arm. So that's what I'm going to probably try. I think that'll be best, just because I don't want to keep snapping them. If they keep snapping, then I'm just going to remove them, remove the front and rear, because no sense having these fake shock reservoirs that just keep snapping off. So it looks like it's got the bolts, it's got the snap rings, which that might be another option, is to take the shock cap off and throw another one in there, and that'll also lower it down. So I think I'm going to use these, because if it's against the bottom one, these can possibly turn. I think I'm going to use these as a spacer. Are these the same? Let's see. Yeah, these are identical. Even though one's right, one's left, they're identical. One's just flipped. So they would be a different shape on one side. And then, see, like my other ones, they were cracked right here. So I pulled off one of them. Yeah, you see? See how they're split? So that broke, and it broke the whole back part of this thing. So I guess the first thing to do is I'm going to pull off the spring so it's easier and it's not putting tension on it. Well, I mean, I really don't have to. See if I can hold this and crack this loose. Get some channel locks. See if I can hold this bottom portion. And then crack this off. I am going to have to depress that to get the air out of this thing. So this would have to go in here. I'll lower this down. Oh, you got to put the screw in from the back, which I can't get to now because it's installed. So I got to put this on first. Always something. So let's crack this thing back open. Just take this one off, put this one on, 'cause this one's ready. Doesn't matter, they're the same. Alright, get the cap. and bleed it again. So right before it's tight, I'm going to push it down, crack it tight. You can see the air come out of there, all the air bubbles. More air bubbles. Feels good. And I think these bolts are going to be facing forward so you can still get to it. And then the short pin is the bottom. There we go. So I'm going to get this other one installed. We'll get it on and we'll be right back. Alright, I got the rock lights installed. You can see them right in there on all four shocks. They literally attach to the shock, which makes the rear a little tricky. So, like everything else, so I locked these things, double nutted it, and locked it, and then you add the rock light bracket in the center of that as well. So you can see where it had nicked the upper control arm to break these off. So now these are locked from rolling back, and we'll have to keep an eye on them on both sides. Make sure to center the rock light so it doesn't hit on either side and leave slack in the wire so that everything can rotate on both sides. You see the rock light will rotate. Same thing with the front. The rock light can rotate. And it's not going to hit anything. So you want to line it up with your post. And then I did it a little different than the instructions say to do it, of course, like I always do, because the wire was so long. It wanted you to start on this side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And so what I did was I started 1, 2, 3, 4, and the reason I crossed it over is because the center wire right here is so long that I ran it into the big bracket down in there, over to here, up into here. So that way I could take up some of the wire, and I still had to wrap some of the wire up in here. So rock lights are installed. I use their tabs here and here, right in here, so that the wire is nice and secure. Go through the center of the upper arm so that it doesn't pinch or bind anywhere on both sides. And then the wire that goes across, I actually removed this, brought it up through here and tied it all together right here, of course with some slop so that it doesn't hit the steering at all. So you just got to play with wire management when it comes to lights. But we got all the rock lights, and then I teed it into the front module. Luckily I save all the adapter harnesses from the main module, because the main module gives you all these adapters. So since I'm not going to the ESC, I used this split right here off this one to split it and run it right over to this one, and then it lights up all the rock lights. So definitely save your harnesses, because you will need them on this job. This main module comes with adapter harnesses, so do this module, and that's how I was able to get away with the cheaper rock light module. If you're just going to do rock lights, then you're going to have to get it with a module, and I believe it's going to be this module. So you can see this has some T-Max parts in it, but Funco shock light kit was $12. The chassis top brace was 30 bucks for this brace that broke. These are my cost. Tamiya paint, that was for that one. These things for the pair was 14 bucks. So I don't know, prices aren't that unreasonable, but I've had a lot of repairs with this Funco so far, so we'll see how the lights do. I'm going to set the body on, wipe things down, get these batteries unplugged, and then see how this thing looks. It looks like it's lighting up. You can't see it on camera, but it's lighting up this whole control arm area, which on the chrome is really going to reflect well. And they are white, where right here is green. This is going to give you some white contrast from the green to the white shining down. So I think that looks pretty good. It's going to make it glow, but we'll see. This has got every light kit that you can put on it. This goes to the body. Wire management is key, and all the other modules are right here. So let's get the body on. All right, so here we go. Got the Funco, all the lights on. Just want to run it. I literally have to drain these backs. That's why I'm running it. These packs have been charged all week since I went out to Big Bertha. I've been having it on for a little while testing the lights. You can see with the paddles, I still run it on asphalt. You can't really see the rock lights. I just want to make sure that the suspension movement isn't going to rip a wire. I'm not full throttle in it when I slide. I don't want to tear up the tires that bad. But I want to make sure the steering doesn't rip the wires, the shock travel doesn't rip the wires. Just want to make sure these rock lights are, you know, functional, which you can, I don't know if you guys can see them, but they're right in there, right up in there. So the wires aren't getting damaged, no wires exposed. So I'd say it's about a 2-hour install. I spent a little bit longer because I'm filming it. Plus, I put it together, made a change, put it together, made a change. I had to do it several times until I got the wires in a location to where I felt on impacts or any of that stuff, wires not going to be ripped out. Because what you don't want to do is, even though they're 25 bucks, I don't want to have to do this install again. And fixing that shock tower, I noticed that the RC is not leaning now. I had a bent shock as well, which I found when I pulled all the shocks out. That whole right front side that broke the control arm, it broke the upper shock tower. I don't know where all this damage came from, but I've spent a bunch of money fixing this RC since that first run of whatever I hit in that sand that was buried in that sand that I didn't see at Sandy Butt Crack. Such a fun RC, cool looking RC, and that's why I'm putting all the lights on, because I really love the way this RC looks. But there we go. Just wanted to show you a little running video. I got a lot of stuff I got to do today, so I can't really run today because it is a Sunday. And I am leaving town for a week, so unplug that, unplug these batteries. Wire management is key when it comes to lights, and that's it. Turn off our remote, and that's it. Like, comment, subscribe. Get out there, have fun. You know, do RC. I like the Funco. It is an expensive RC. Even with the upgrades that I'm doing to it, I still think I'm going to have a blast with this thing. I do love running it, just like I love running the T-Max. And I do have another Nitro coming next week to the channel. But there we go. Like, comment, subscribe. Get out there. Tell me about your Funco experience. You having fun? God, that seems like it's raising up for some reason. But there we go. Comment, subscribe. Catch you guys on the next video. Are the rock lights worth it? I don't know. A lot of work for the little lights you get. But who's to say? We'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.